This movie is absolutely incredible. I cannot explain how much I love this movie, but I will try. First and foremost, this movie is a piece of art. Director Gareth Edwards really is a fantastic director. The mood and atmosphere of this movie is shown in just how he directs and some certain shots that he makes. The movie is sad, happy, energetic, scary, and epic. I took my girlfriend, who isn't much of a Godzilla fan, to see this in IMAX. She cried twice during the movie, and this is one of her favorite Godzilla films as well. By the way, if you didn't see this in IMAX, shame on you. IMAX was made for this movie. The visuals and sound are just indescribable. Gareth took so much pride in making this movie, it's indisputably evident. I mean, we all know what Godzilla is and what he can do. I mean, he's been around for 60 years. But Gareth made everything Godzilla did epic. The reveal of Godzilla, Godzilla's atomic breath, the way he fought, the Muto kills, I mean, everything was epic. Which is why most people complain that there wasn't enough Godzilla in the movie. Because every time he showed up on screen, something epic and amazing happened. Gareth even made a Mothra Easter egg and possibly a King Ghidorah or Manda reference? I don't know. Godzilla just looks amazing in this film. The CGI is incredible, and it's honestly one of the best uses of CGI in recent films, in my opinion. I mean, Godzilla looks real. He moves very naturally, breathes normally, his roars are intense, just everything is amazing with him. And his skin looks like cooled off lava, which I think is a great texture for him, and shows just how his skin was burned and healed after all those nuclear attacks on him in the past. And his atomic breath has never looked better. The only way it could have looked better is if this was his atomic red spiral ray. But I'm glad that it wasn't. Save that for later. Now, Godzilla's breath, as I said, has never looked better, but something that I didn't notice the first time I saw the movie was that his chest puffs out, man. I mean, he really is, using all his energy, summoning all his energy just to push out that atomic breath. That's a cool, neat feature. The thing I love most about Godzilla is just the way that he fights is very natural. With suits, it's very hard to fight up close, but in this movie, Godzilla bites, which looks real, and even chokes the Mutos and uses his arms for fighting. His stomping has like real impact. I mean, you hear the thud. It's great. Now, for the Mutos, I used to think that they were kind of an afterthought. They reminded me a lot of the Cloverfield monster, but the Mutos have grown on me, and I do think that they look much better than my initial opinion. They're very alien in comparison to Godzilla. They have much sharper angles in design, more appendages, they glow. Now that I think about it, they really are the perfect enemy for this first Godzilla film. They seem to be, they really are just the opposite of Godzilla. Now, their roars are very awesome and diverse as well, as you can tell when they're angry, sad, happy, or threatening. They're great, and I wouldn't actually mind seeing them in another film in the future. I really like the plot and most of the characters in this movie, but I do have a few problems. There are no great female characters. I really enjoyed all the female characters, from Sandra to Elle to Dr. Serizawa's assistant. I really wish all these characters had a larger role. Well, except for Sandra. Her role was great, but, I mean, she died like 5 minutes after meeting her, which, I mean, really was an emotional scene, so she did great. But I really expected more out of Elle and the assistant. Not that the actresses were bad, they were great actually, just the characters weren't used to their full potential, in my opinion. Because I really like these characters, I just wanted to see them actually do more. Other than that, I think the male characters are great, but still not used entirely to their potential. Dr. Serizawa doesn't really do much in this film other than explain the origins of the monsters, and he keeps cheering for Godzilla. And Ford can be a dull character for small parts of the movie, but I mean, that's okay. And man, is Joe great. I mean, Bryan Cranston really is an amazing actor. I was actually really surprised that they killed him in the movie. In all honesty, I'm actually glad that he wasn't the main character because he did his part for the film. He wanted to prove that the government was covering something up and that his wife was killed by something, not a freak accident. So I'm glad that they didn't keep him for much longer than he was needed, although I know a lot of people would disagree with me. All in all, this is a fantastic movie that should not be missed for both Godzilla fans and non-Godzilla fans. I think anyone will get a kick out of this. Well, that's it for this amazing movie. Come back next time, where if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. Oh, and before I go, I would like to say 2 things. It has been confirmed that we will get at least 2 more of these Godzilla films, all directed by Gareth Edwards. In the sequel, which is coming out in 2018, it has been confirmed that Godzilla will appear along with, wait for it, Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, as well as possibly more monsters, we don't know. And lastly, I hope you liked seeing Ford and Ellie kiss, because the actors will be coming back together for another film, Avengers: Age of Ultron, where they will be brother and sister. Wait, what?